Welcome back to another Perfect Draft edition with me, Ruku. Today's Perfect Draft is, of course, Spatan. Yes, I had the Spatan Oktoberfest many years ago, and it was beautiful. And this is a standard Spatan, as we can see, it is exceptionally good looking. But this isn't just any old review, because I'm going to basically be testing it against the bottled version of Spatan. So we're going to have bottled version versus draft version, compare the two, see what's better, and I'll see if I can steer you in the right place if you've never tried Spatan before, which I'm sure many of you have. Because let's face it, it's a great German beer. So the Spatan on draft comes in at 5.2, so does the bottle. So let's crack this open. Okay, running out of room for everything at the moment. As you can see there though, that one holds a good head on it and it's nice and it's clear. But what will the bottled version hold? And already I can see a slight difference in colour. I think there's a slight difference in colour here. Yes, there is. Now, is it me, or is the darker version, which is this one, the draft version, which is this one, is darker in colour than this one? See, the bottled version is super clear and light, and yet this one, although it's clear, it just seems a bit darker. So I'm just going to give myself a little bit more on this one, because I want a bit more of a head to drink through. I'll leave that sat there. Yeah, what I'm going to do, I'll move this over here, is I'm going to sample this one first. So I've had Spatan multiple times, lovely, lovely beer. If you haven't tried it, I reckon you should. It's light, it's grainy, lovely, well carbonated. Terrific amount of malt in it, but it's a light malt, Pilsner malt. The head is a bit soapy, but gives a tiny bit of vanilla. Generally a very, very good beer. And again, you can't argue with that colour. So if I just pop that over there, and we're going to come to the draft version, which I have here. Now, darker, smaller looking head, but we can see the difference already. This is draft, this is normal. Look at the head difference. The head on this one lasts longer, although this hasn't got much carbonation, whereas this has. This has got a bit more carbonation in it. So already we can see differences in colour and on the head. So this is darker with more of a head, that's lighter with less of a head and more carbonation. So let's try this one. Completely different. That is weird. That draft version is more watery, and there's not the overpowering of the malts there, whereas this, you can really taste the malts in this. This bottled version, you can really get the malt in it. Strong Pilsnery malts and cereal grains. This tastes more, we've added a touch of well water to this, you know, we've got less of the grains in there, and it just tastes so much cleaner, so much better. I like the idea of this, don't get me wrong. I like the grains, and I wish that you could get a few more grains in here, but drinkability, this one, draft all day long. Madness. And yet this one tastes sweeter. There's more of a caramel note. Less grain, caramel note, ultra fresh, ultra clean. It's, again, tastes like they've used well water or something. This almost tastes a bit crappy. See, this one, there's more grain in it. There's less sweetness, less caramel. This tastes a little bit harsher. If I was going to compare the two, it's like tap water. It's like non-filtered everyday tap water versus filtered tap water, or tap water versus Evian. and so on. This is still nice. I still love Spatan, whether it's bottle or draft, but you got to bear in mind this when this was made here. This bottle was bottled up. This was probably sat there for a few months before coming off the assembly line. If I burp, silent good beer. The ingredients are water, barley malt, hops extract. So it's got all the stuff you'd want in it. However, this has probably been sat around for a little while. And although I've done my best to keep this one a bit more chilled as well, I don't think I've succeeded fully in that, because this has come round a little bit more warmer. This is chilled, but not as cold as it once was when I took it out of the fridge. This will remain cold, and I think that's the difference. Because when you've got a beer that's come off the assembly line, sat on the shelves or in the warehouse for a few weeks or a few months even, before you come along and purchase it, you then would take maybe a couple of weeks, maybe a month, maybe even a day, to let it sit there. And I think this is the problem with this. The bottle version has been sat there, and the flavours have had time to develop more and more. More of that grain has come out. This is more like sugarcane sweet. This, on the other hand, this is a beer. Tastes fresh and clean on the palate. There's no skunkiness. There's no metallic-y taste like there is with that. There's none of this harsh grains and ultra sweet, and yeah, it just hits different. For me, the draft is the winner. It just hits different. I mean, I will still go out and buy loads of Spatans. Don't get me wrong, I will still go and buy tons of these and still enjoy tons of these. But for me, the evidence is clear. When you're looking at that, this looks better in colour in my eyes. That looks a lot better in colour. But then you look at the draft, you see, and it's darker. Not by a lot, but it just looks a little bit darker. I'm going to try and get out of the way and hold it up to the light so you can see. There's no thingy, but it's just a little bit in it. And these glasses don't have etchings in the bottom, so the carbonation is going to subside. But even now, the draft is still holding a marginally better head than the bottle. This is all froth here, so the head is about here. So you've got about that much head. Compared to that, it's even thinner. So, just to finish this review off, I'm going to just give myself a top up. Okay. And now we can see what they would look like should you have a better head on them. Now that is different. If I line these up dead centre to one another, about there, they are literally the same amount of foam on the head, which is crazy. But this one tastes so much better. It's filtered and it's better. It's more compact than that. It's more small bubbles than that. So yeah, no wonder why people are going mad for the old Spatan on the Perfect Draft, because it's so much better. And I think not many beers can do that, as I said. But there you go, there's my verdict. Bottle versus draft. I would stick with the draft version, but if you can't afford a Perfect Draft machine, because I know times are hard, and not everyone can afford these kegs that are costing £30 odd each time you want to buy one, there's nothing wrong with a bottle. There really isn't. The bottle will still hold its own, and it's still a great beer. So yeah, my advice is go and buy the bottle first, and if you can afford a Perfect Draft machine and you don't have one, go and get one, and go and get some Spatan on it, because I'll tell you what, you won't look back. It's a fantastic beer. But again, if you're on a budget, this is the one. So there you go, that's my verdict. Thanks for watching, people. Like, comment, subscribe. I love you all, and I'll see you all next time for some more Perfect Draft reviews.